All right. Welcome back to session 7 of Echoes of the Astral Sea. Last time, the party dealt with some stuff in Witch Space, which is, the Witcher universe, dealt with some vampires, fought some bears, almost got killed by the bears.
Fought some bears, ran from bears, same thing.
And last we ended off, they were heading off towards dark space, which is Innistrad. So, and I actually know what this sphere is called because, or no, not dark space, night space. Dark space is Athos.
Yeah. We know what this sphere is called due to rumors.
Mm-hmm. So, what do y'all want to do?
Well, we're heading there. What would Amiria be thinking? Well, it would be nice to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Wife moment.
Hey, some of us don't even know what we're missing out on.
Amiria tried really hard, okay? It's not her fault everything died.
Nilo's gonna have a... Nilo's gonna actually do some... do a bit of research on phlogiston.
Phlogiston?
Phlogiston, yes. And to see about how to... More or less, I'm going to see if I can collect a few samples, maybe get some stuff. Basically, I'm going to see if I can't refine it back into Ezo.
Okay, that's
for usable purposes, at least so that I can have an explanation for how the heck I'm able to use Mass Effect abilities later.
That is a big ask. So, you're
I
gonna
didn't
do
say
research.
I was going to get anything done.
Yeah, you're gonna do research on that. So, probably the way to do that would be to talk to Ticker about things.
Yep, and I think he's current. Where the hell
He's
is
currently
Ticker?
at the home.
Ah, there he is. I was like, where the hell is Ticker?
He's at the helm? Where do you think he is?
Listen, the man has 3 homes. It's either captain's cabin, helm, or
the workshop,
or his workshop.
That's true.
And I scrolled down rather than up.
Okay.
All right.
So yes, I am going to inquire about phlogiston.
Okay. Yeah, you and him will spend time discussing the properties of phlogiston and of element 0.
Yep.
We'll worry about that later. So Bradley, what you getting up to?
So he's probably going to take off his armor and then just pull up like a data pad or something, or I guess maybe on his helmet since he probably wouldn't have a data pad because limited pocket space, and just start making a list of all the different parts he's going to need, replacements and screws and replace seals and basically just a full armor inventory so that he has it ready to just when we get to Halo space to just walk into Armor Bay and be like, I need all of this.
I'm not gonna lie, there's part of me that just kind of expects them to look at your shoot, not even look at the list you've so kindly made for them, and then they just give you, and then they're just like, come back in 2 weeks, we're gonna make a new set of Mjolnir for you. Because, yeah, this isn't even worth scrap. What the hell did you do?
Yeah, and then also suit replacement pieces. I'm gonna I'm going to see if the physical chip in my helmet that an AI would be in is still salvageable, or if even that's toast. It doesn't have an AI on it, obviously.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a little bit then. Emiria, what
Very
are
well.
you doing?
Probably making myself look a bit more presentable in the sense that of whoever we are meeting. I guess. What is it? I guess it would depend about what time of day.
You are quiet again.
Oh, what the? I swear it's like this funny little. That?
Yeah,
Yes?
much better.
Okay, for some reason my webcam likes to unhook itself.
Ah.
But yes. But yes, Amiria is going to make me and little Igor look more presentable in case we have some unexpected visitors. I'm not sure how long I've been gone away from my lighthouse, and I'm not sure if someone has come to inspect it. I sure hope not.
Okay.
Please tell me one of your ways to improve Igor is to put a little bow on him.
Well, yes, he has to look dapper.
Excellent.
That's such a bow tie. So we'll just start with Emiria then. Make either a society check or an etiquette check.
Science and etiquette, those are two things I have.
Of course, if you have one, you have the other. They're the same proficiency.
It's just which stat is better.
18.
All right, you and your little monstrosity look very presentable.
Yeah.
We'll loop backer.
You didn't look that nice a minute ago.
So Vagar's just spending time with his wife, so Nilo and Bradley. Guess a number between 1 and 100.
45.
63.
Brad's closer. So
Go
we'll go
for
with
it.
him first.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
For the chip integrity, I'd probably just ask, like, Legion, since he's not doing anything, since he is an AI, if he thinks this chip would still be functional or not.
Okay.
I suppose
Because
that'd be a roll
I'm
from
not
Legion.
that good with the electronics.
That would be a technology check from Legion, yes.
Let me just find his tech check. There it is. It would probably help if I had the right tab open for rolling. Rolling.
It appears like it'll still be functional.
Okay, that's good to know. I slide the blank chip back into the slot in my helmet. Well, at least that's one thing that's not broken. Yeah, here.
What's
Anyone
not
near me on
broken?
the ship basically hears me say that. That's one thing that's
It
not
appears
broken.
as though your armor may need to be melted down for scrap metal. I would suggest finding alternative armor.
I don't think it's that bad yet. And I can only say that because I'm still walking. There isn't a giant crater in the ship from the nuclear failsafe activating.
Well, that's good.
Okay. So we'll go with that then. And then back up to Nilo and Ticker. So Nilo, make me an Arcana check.
Okay. Let me find it. Huh, I'm better at those than I thought. Not great, but better.
Good roll.
All right. I'll
Yeah,
take
you have
it.
you have a pretty thorough understanding of how you would go about making such a device that would refine EZO, but you don't have the exact device figured out yet.
Not to mention materials might not be immediately on hand.
That
Ticker has a lot of random shit on the ship, but like stuff for making Flozigen work on a work in atmosphere effectively. That might be a little outside Ticker's magnificent powers.
it is outside his. It is. He didn't think it was possible until he found out about
Until he
EZO's
found me.
Yep.
Yeah,
While
so
you
might be a little
while
outside his
you
current power.
while you're talking to Ticker, you notice that on one of the panels, one of the little like electronic panels, you see a
One of
symbol
the
flashing in red.
What does that mean?
He turns around and looks at the symbol. That's the slipstorm indicator. He he presses a few buttons and you hear an alarm start to go off. And Tigger yells out, "Everyone who needs to breathe, get below deck now!"
Batten
Here
down.
we go.
Skirbo's gonna come
I-
topside. He's batten down the hatches. Yes, I saw the alert.
Okay.
You don't have to be such a brute. Like, I couldn't help but picture her saying both at once. Like, you don't have to be proof. It's fine. I love it, but like, you don't have to. Like, make up your mind. Poor girl. Oh,
Clara actually doesn't have to breathe because she's undead.
yep.
Nilo, you can go below decks too if you want to. This is not going to be a comfortable ride.
Probably for the best. You're not coming below deck, Captain? Why would I? This is the sort of thing I was built for. Quietly go below deck.
I don't remember. Did Nilo and the rest ever find out what a slipstorm is?
Nope.
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 Okay, that'll be interesting.
Yep.
So
Oh, they're on.
yeah, you obviously none of you can see this, but you feel as it feels like the ship hits a massive wave would be the best way the best analog to describe it by. And we are going to treat this like a disaster response moment. So
Well,
All right. Been a minute since we had one of those.
yes.
well,
So,
right before, as we go down, right before this hits, I'll ask Cecilia, so what is slipstorm? What is a slipstorm?
you ever been on the sea, Bradley? Sierra?
Not, no, not been on a floating vessel.
Not once, no.
On the
Oh,
sea, there's storms in the water, waves,
yes, I'm familiar. I haven't
typhoons.
flown through one, but I know others who have.
A slipstorm is like that, but here in the Astral Sea.
Oh, lovely.
How does that make sense? Unless it was multiple condensations of mass effect fields causing catastrophic waves. Should anyone even be above deck?
We need to.
The slipstorms themselves are relatively harmless to living beings, but they can toss you around. Ticker should be able to navigate us through this one. It feels mild.
Aside from crew and cargo
The
being
second
tossed
she
around,
says
is there
that,
any
big-ass
potential
wave.
damage? Is there any
Boom.
potential for damage to the vessel?
The Duchess is built to be able to withstand mild slipstorms.
That's good.
Hang on. So yeah, looks like Vagar still needs to roll initiative. All right. Let me fix that then. There we go. Looks like Vagar is up first in the initiative order. So Vagar, what you doing? Okay. What check do you want to make for that?
Nat 1, throw your wife out the window. You'll be safer out here.
I'm thinking if it's like you're trying to like ride out the storm and in terms of that would be an endurance check. Okay. Milo.
I am going to... Oh, would this be an acrobatics? Or... I suppose it would be. I'm effectively going to do what I can to grip against something to maintain footing, as if full on brace for impact kind of thing.
Okay. Like
Because I have no clue what's about.
finding a good place to brace for impact.
Yep.
You could do an investigation check for that.
That would work too.
Yeah. And that leaves acrobatics open for someone else. Or something like that.
All right.
Okay. You find a good spot.
I'll just say it's
Bradley.
here.
Okay, this right here with the cargo hatch, is that on this deck or is that the top deck?
That is on the deck that you are on.
Okay, is it strong enough that me recognizing that in armor I weigh over 1,000 pounds, that if I get slung into someone, that would be a not very good thing for them? Would it be secure enough for me to basically use to hold myself down, secure my half-ton personage?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll use an athletics check to secure myself.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
So we don't have any
Emiria.
half-ton Spartans flying all over the
Is that
room.
rope there?
That is rope.
All right then.
There.
I would like to use that rope
Okay.
and tie myself to tie myself to that thing.
Okay. That would be a weaver's tools check.
Ooh. I have that.
Ooh, getting fancy.
1d20 plus 4. 21.
All right. You're like tying yourself to the mast.
Yeah.
The others, brace against various things. All right. So top of the round, you feel the ship pitching and bucking again and bucking in the waves.
Kitchen and
And
yarn.
yeah, and a few barrels come loose of some ties and start moving around. So I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Dex saves.
Dex save.
1d20 plus 2. 7.
Ah.
Hey.
Okay.
Goodbye.
The armor is doing its job.
Sierra, hold me.
Ouch.
Too bad, don't worry. Both Nilo and Emiria take 4 bludgeoning damage.
I think I know what happened. I think it bounced off of me and hit you. I think it hit the half-ton Spartan and got redirected because of physics. Thunk.
So yeah, up on the top deck, Ticker is like white knuckling on the wheel, whipping it back and forth so that they can keep going, to ride the waves. What is Skirbo doing currently?
He's actually probably hanging on to the helm while also yelling directions at Ticker to for how best to get through such a storm, considering his multitudes of experience navigating storms such as these.
Yeah. Okay. Vagar, back to you. All right, that would be an athletics check, but since we already had an athletics check, that would be at disadvantage. All right. Nilo.
Get the barrel off of me. Or, well, actually, where did the barrel go after it hit me?
It bounced off of you and then rolled away.
Okay, shoot, I suppose readjust position. I mean, with the exception of having the barrel unluckily bounce into my face, this hadn't exactly this I haven't exactly been thrown from position yet, so I seem to have found a decent spot.
Okay.
We'll hope that's enough.
Um.
I'll regret
So what?
that this round.
So you're just like trying to.
Maybe I'll try to make myself a little less able to get hit. Hunker down
Make
a little
yourself
better,
small?
I suppose.
Okay.
Would that
You
be a
could
stealth?
do acrobatics to make yourself smaller, or stealth. That would work. Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. I'll do a stealth, which I'm not great at, but we'll do a. You know what? Sure.
Mediocre.
Okay.
Middle
You know
road.
what? Sure.
All right, Bradley.
Okay,
You know what?
not
Sure.
counting the couple of barrels that came loose last time, I wish to look around to see if there are any other obstacles that have high probability of coming loose and becoming hazards, and point them out to everyone through a perception
Okay.
roll.
Make, yeah, perception roll. Yep. Okay. You notice things that you point out. And Miria.
All right. Is there
Watch
any way
for the cannonballs.
Is there any way I can position myself, or at least position Bradley in front of, well, not Bradley, Sierra in front of me to body block me from more things?
I'm on the ground. I'm using the cargo grate to anchor my half-ton self, so we don't have half-ton
Yeah.
Spartan doing what the barrels are doing.
Yeah. No, that would not be a thing that you could do currently.
Okay, then.
You might be able to stand on me, but I don't know if that would help.
I wouldn't advise that. No.
All right. That's the case. I would like to take less damage, and the way how we're gonna do that is we're gonna cast Bless on me, our dear Spartan boy over here.
It would
And
just be ability. It's just ability checks for a thing like this. If you want to like try and use your magic for it to like create protection, that is a thing you can do. That would be an Arcana check.
okay, I'll do some kind of magic. All right, so Arcana check, rolling 1d20 plus 8. 27.
All right, you managed to weave some little protective barriers around some people nearby. All right, back to the top of the round again. So the ship hits a particularly big wave, it feels like, and for a second it feels like you're falling, and it feels like you're in zero gravity because the ship's basically in free fall. And you see some stuff move around. Nilo and Vagar, and Bradley, I regret to inform you, you all failed your ability checks. So you're going to take a little more damage.
Fair enough.
Oh, and apparently a lot more damage. You're all going to take 10 more damage.
Ouch. Bonk. Ah!
I fully smash my head against against one of the beams ahead.
And then after the ship hits back down and you all wind up back on the ground, you end up the storm seems to level out a bit. At the end of it all, Vagar and Eden are in a heap, kind of, or just like in a heap of, yeah, in a big ouch heap.
In a big ouchie pile.
Yeah, Nilo is pinned under a barrel again, and
Are these cannonballs?
Probably clutching
yes,
on
but
my head too.
They are actually like anchored.
Well,
Like
I was
anchored
gonna say, if it's stacked up high, I could have been like, "Watch out for the cannon!" Bunk. Ow! That one just hit me in the head.
Bradley, you're in a very compromising position, stuck in the grate. Like, you're in a position where you can't really move.
Ah. Well, this is just
This is gonna be
lovely.
tough to get you out.
But it's kind of levels out, and the ship is no longer in a storm.
Not not the kind of smashing she wanted today.
You just hear a faint groan, be like, "Oh, this is why I hate pelican dropships."
I'm gonna. What is in these barrels?
The barrel that you are pinned under appears to contain food.
Okay, so I might be able to roll it off of me.
Yes, make an athletics check.
God damn it. I mean, it makes sense. I'm in a very awkward position to be able to do this. Oh, good. I'm worse at these.
I think you're stuck.
Yeah, you can't get the barrel to move. It's not making it hard to breathe. You're just stuck in place.
No. It's supposed to just be trying to do effort.
I know.
I'm like,
I know.
Just
Legion walks over and helps me.
Okay. Yeah, with the help of Legion, you're able to get the barrel off of you.
Yeah, I'd hope the Geth could.
I just call out to you all, one of you that can actually see. Just exactly how stuck
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah, you look pretty stuck, my dear friend. My little stud muffin. Would you
You're actually
need a
going to make
hand?
a weaver's tools check to see if you can tell him how to get himself unstuck.
Ah, alright. Okay.
Because he's effectively woven into the grate.
Plus
Somehow.
4 plus 6. Yeah, 1. I don't know how you got yourself that.
Speak English.
Bradley, the instructions that Amiria gives you actually results in you becoming more tangled.
Yeah. Being a confounded blasted necromancer.
I'm
Trying to get unstuck here.
I'm like rubbing my head because I imagine what happened because of how much damage I took. I imagine what happened is not only did the barrel hit me, but it probably bashed my head against the wall. So I'm just and I'm gonna see if I can try to help Sierra out.
Okay. Make a weaver's tools check.
Let me see.
What material is this grate made out of?
Wood.
Okay.
Magically enhanced wood, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, if it's just normal 2x4s, then I'm just gonna try and brute force snap it. But if it's metal or magically reinforced wood, then I'll be like, nah, nope.
Yeah.
Would getting out of my armor help?
Yeah, but you're in a position where you can't get out of your armor.
I can't, but I'm certain Nilo, who's technically experienced, I've seen me take it off enough times with repairing it and getting Reaper guts out of it, could get a screwdriver and can undo at the very least the back-facing pieces.
What's actually going to happen is Celia walks over. She puts a hand on your back, and you phase through the grate and land on the ground below.
So I'm like, thanks. And I turn and look up. And look back down where I'm at, back up at her. How did you do that?
That's
magic.
That's a very good question.
I'll walk back up using the stairs back up to here.
Let's just say magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna run a scan to make sure my suit's not running any excess antibodies for anything in case if it's only a bruise and not an actual avulsion.
Yeah, it's just you know, you got banged up. You're fine though.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be
I'm also
sore,
just making
but
sure.
it'll
I'm
be
also
fine.
just making sure my suit's just not wasting any antibiotics for
No, it's fine.
Blunt
a couple
trauma.
bruises.
Mhm. You see Clara come down the stairs. Everyone all right down here?
Mm, Bumps and
Alive.
bruises, nothing more.
We're not dead yet, fortunately. And unfortunately in some cases.
Well, on the upside, we weren't tossed around.
You weren't.
This time. I wasn't this time. There was one time in a Pelican, me and a bunch of ODSTs, well, let's just say the seat restraint sort of broke from the wall when we got shot down.
You notice that
Could drop.
the more experienced members of the crew like seem basically completely unfazed by that.
Yeah. I'm just thankful my ship was never shot out when the Reapers were fighting. That would have just been the end of us.
Yeah. Capital ships being cored in space. Not a fun time.
Anyways,
I hesitate
ship
to ask. That was a mild one, right?
fairly mild.
Just sort of nod.
So these
Kind
just
of
the
course it
astral
was.
version of hurricanes, then?
Duchess will appear. Come now. Come now. It's not like Skirvo will, on purpose, put us through one.
Uh-huh.
And then kind
I
of shifts
see.
her eyes for a second and goes, "You know what? I never said anything." And then disappears.
I see.
After Duchess disappears, Celia looks around at all of you. He did that once. Piloted the ship right into a big one. That wasn't fun.
Lovely. Lovely.
It was
Just
the best option at the time, she reappears.
lovely.
I'm not disputing that.
We have a madman driving this ship. Lovely.
She just sort of levitates in a way where she's sort of looking at you upside down. What? Oh, what gave that away, dear?
You're just gonna see me hold up a finger and then drop it back down. I just sort of wave my hands. I'm like, AIs. They're all.
Um,
Not. Meanwhile, topside, Skirvo. I was hoping that. Hope they. I hope they had their sea legs ready. Then again, I'm also disappointed. I'm also disappointed at the magnitude of this storm. I can only imagine Ticker doesn't say anything, just gives that kind of just slowly looks at him.
yeah.
He
Anyways,
is old and
shortly,
crazy. A dangerous combination.
yeah. Anyways,
Mm.
shortly after the slip storm is over, the ship arrives at night space. Looks like we're here, everyone.
Hmm.
I just do a thumbs up.
Emiria goes to the top to see it's like where we are currently at the moment.
Yeah. The ship goes well, currently you're still in the sea. The sphere is in front of you. You go through the sphere and you come out in low orbit over a planet. And yeah, Emiria, this is the first time you've ever seen Innistrad from space, so
This is so odd. Huh. So this
How
is
big
what
was the
that
sphere, out
thing
of
in the moon
curiosity?
sees.
what?
How big was the sphere, out of curiosity?
I think of a little bit smaller than witch spaces.
Okay. Is it just me, or did the sphere look like a playing card for a moment? No? Must be really losing it then. uh, okay, so please go ahead, continue. I just wanted
Yes.
I was just curious.
Can I see the moon from where we are at?
You can.
Huh.
So that's what
Alright.
color it is.
Yes. It is made out of pure silver.
Is that accurate?
Want to actually look that up now?
Well, it is said that the Hell Vault did come from the moon, and that thing was an entire thing of just a giant hunk of pure silver. And the only way that that supposedly that they trapped some kind of giant being was because the moon was made of the stuff.
Ticker looks up from a little looks at one of the panels. Looks like it's accurate. Alchemical silver, actually.
What really now? What makes that so special?
Alchemical silver is silver treated to be useful against vampires, fiends, stuff like that.
Like, Nilo's gonna kind of tilt her head at that. It's like, what? But
Just the concept of alchemical silver, or
Or the fact that that
the fact
demons
that
and
she
devils
just
are
said
real.
the fact that they just said a bunch of the fact that he just unblinkingly said a bunch of fantasy nonsense.
oh, okay.
like 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 because she was obviously expecting maybe it was a shipbuilding material or something. But no, you just went straight vampires.
I'm just gonna look at Nilo and be like, why is this still surprising you?
It's because I'm not one to just accept things to just be what everyone thinks they are, not after the Reaper War.
I can accept that answer. I'm just like, we've seen enough crazy stuff. Not that far fetched.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
but
these exist now.
she's also coming from a society where a huge war broke out because it turned out everything everyone believed was a lie.
Also
And that
getting
lie was
some,
coming to kill them because the lie deliberately lied to them to make them all easier to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
also getting some strange readings from that moon. Whatever Emiria said is imprisoned in there We don't want to go anywhere near there.
Lovely. Let's steer clear from the obviously cursed moon, then.
Yes, there was a whole
Shame.
cult about it. Emrakul, they called her.
Is it just me, or do you have a cult on your world for everything?
Let's see. Okay, so there's 2 based off of giant frogs. There's 1 based off of a giant slug. There's a lot of ones for like demons. And
We're going
how
next
do we define a cult? If we define a cult as simply a religion, then there's also the ones with the angels. But but they are more not reasonable, but more like likely to do something if you worship them other than just be a giant toad or be a giant slug. So
next. Goodness,
it's
those
complicated.
weeds are getting to me now.
Oh yeah, and there's also a Cthulhu monster in the ocean. The Stromkirks were very adamant about it.
It doesn't
course
surprise
it
me. That doesn't surprise me. Things like that are on far too many worlds to count.
I guess Emiria wouldn't say Cthulhu. It would be giant octopus man with wings.
Of course. Of course.
Where
Proceeds to
do you
aggressively
want?
check blade.
Looking like we've got 2 duplicates here. Where do you want to start looking, Emiria?
Well, I sure hope it's not it's not the body of my dead fiance who is actually alive now. So we're not going to go that direction because otherwise I'll have to kill him. So what would I suspect? We need a more informative base, or at least someone who knows a bit more about what's been happening recently. We could talk to Master Geralf about that. And so, what is it? And so, yeah, he shouldn't be too far from where I live.
Any landmarks?
Landmarks. Okay, so if you find a bunch of spires by the sea, since it's currently nighttime right now, there should be. Wait, what time of the month is it? She looks over. It's like, okay, so judging by those constellations in the sky in that direction, yes, there should be. What is it called? The the Templehof mist. Yes, yes. All right. Yes. Spires with a big cloud of mists by the sea.
So yeah, Ticker starts flying the ship to the spot. Lands in the sea and sails the ship into near your lighthouse. You said you lived in a lighthouse, right?
Yes. That should be the one. Are the lights currently on? Did I forget to leave the lights on? How long has it been?
You're not sure how long it's been. So yeah, the ship. I'm imagining there's a small dock outside the lighthouse, and the ship docks there.
But of course, how else am I supposed to ferry in corpses from the drown yards? She says
Rather.
casually.
And Ticker reaches into a box and pulls out a few devices, a few little curved devices. Keep these on you. They're as long as these are on your person, we'll be able to communicate.
I was
What a
wondering when
strange
you were going to give
device.
them. I was wondering when you were going to hand them some.
How do these work?
Well, I'm assuming it's
He-
this. I'm assuming this button here.
Looks like an old-fashioned radio. Handheld. Marine still.
He just says they're pretty simple. That button that Nilo indicated turns on the microphone. They share a channel across all four. They're magically linked. They should be able to hold a connection no matter what planes of existence we're on.
Handy. Now, if only I can get one of these that's in my helmet to work, we'd be in business. I strap it to my armor in one of the few pockets that I got on my chest
I will
plate.
place Ticker's comm unit in one of my many pockets that I apparently have.
Emiria will take out a notebook, give it to Igor, and then put the communication device in the pocket where the notebook was.
Okay. So, yeah, you have arrived at the lighthouse.
All right. I open the door to my lighthouse. Does everything look to be in order, or rather disorder?
It's dusty.
It's all perfectly in order, which is unusual.
Well, it's dusty, but it looks about how you left it.
All right. I see the place where Jeremy went a little bit crazy over there. Oh, I miss Jeremy.
Oh,
well.
right. You said you made a thing.
You were here when you were shifted temporarily. Vagar, you also remember the room that you are currently in from when you were being shifted.
Wait, you were here before? When you shifted, you ended up in Amiria's house.
Yes. I thought she was one of those Cathars. That would have been real awkward if she was. I would have had to kill Vagar.
She?
No, he.
Okay. I was confused there for a second. Thought I heard something else. Maybe I'm losing it. Anyways,
but yes. So, I think I left some stuff here in a hurry, and so I'm going to go see if I can find it.
You find your tools.
Yes, here they are. Well, these will be great when we're on the run. Let's see. She goes through boxes of what appear to be weapons of sorts, but they have like nails attached to them. Now you see, scabs are not very smart in the whole wielding weapons department, and so what you got to do is you got to you gotta nail them to their arms so they don't drop them. But I'm currently at a loss for corpses at the moment, and so we're just trying to find the extra parts.
No offense, but we are here to find the anomalies in this
Yes.
particular sphere, not
Well-
satisfy your need for
Bodies.
research.
Yes, I understand. It's just telling you little things when we get there. All right. Master Gerald. Yes. Yes. I got so many things to tell him. I'm gonna you're gonna love him.
You know what? I actually
Mm-hmm.
I should have done that a bit ago.
Mm.
Oh well, I'll start doing it now and just kind of try to. I'll ask Legion what time we stepped off the how long ago we got into the sphere itself.
Mm.
Being a machine, he
10
probably what?
10 minutes.
Okay, I am going to add 10 minutes, and I'm going to actually use my Omni tool to set up a timer to basically, because right now I want to see if we can try to establish something of a pattern. Because some of them, some of us phased quicker than others.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see. So I'm going to set. So I'm basically going to try to use Emeria as hopefully a timer for when we go to the next sphere. Because I probably should have done this already, but needed to establish a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Scientific method.
All right. Okay. So, luckily what is it? Luckily the Nebel Ghast is happening. So, we shouldn't have to worry too much about your appearances on the streets, as you're probably going to be seeing probably worse things than what you are at the moment. But yes, his laboratory should be nearby.
I'm going to just pull over the cloak. Make sure Legion does the same. Because I don't care how crazy this sphere is, a freaking lens flare in the dead of night is not exactly subtle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is when the Geists walk the streets. Most of them are friendly. But if you do see any lamps just floating by chains, don't go near them.
Lovely.
I should mention it's not the dead of night, it's like evening.
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 Isn't this world perpetually night?
In sometimes, yes, but right now, I don't think so.
Okay.
Mhm.
Either way, it's still dark enough that Legion would just attract unwanted attention if he's not wearing the cloak, so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Amelia, is it better to travel in the dark or to have light source?
Now that is a complicated question, my friend. Well, you see, in the daytime, we're going to have to worry about more of those Cathars coming around telling you that, oh, repent of your sins, make sure to pay the tithe. Hey, you're not allowed to do necromancy in this part of the neighborhood. Not necromancy, it's alchemy. Get it right.
I just look at you with blank stare with my polarized gold faceplate. Do I turn on the flashlights or not?
You're
I'm
probably going to
tap
want a
the-
flashlight, because you probably don't want the lights that are around here.
As soon as the word as soon as the words "you probably want a flashlight" come out of your mouth before you even finish your sentence, they just click on my helmet without my hands even moving towards my head.
We should probably hurry. No telling how long we can be here before you start to show symptoms.
You have a point there. Good thinking. I will lead them out into the street and take the usual back route to get to to get to Master Gerald's lab.
And he's
Okay.
dead.
Master Gerald, give me a quick rundown of this character that is your character's master.
Okay, so what is it? So Master Gerald, also known as Stitcher Gerald, is the second best necroalchemist on the plane. He has a complicated relationship with his sister, who is a ghoul caller, also which is a word typically associated with casual necromancer. Necroalchemists like to believe that they do things the correct way. Is he entirely crazy? No. He has him and his sister really hate each other. But other than that, Gerald is a bit of a reserved fellow. Emiria has has unrequited feelings for him, but he doesn't notice.
Lovely.
So
There
you
we go.
arrive at the lab.
I do the special knock to make sure that no, I am not someone trying to break down his door.
And I am not with the church.
You see like one of those. You see like one of those like very stereotypical like. You know the thing that slides aside at the top of the door, and you only see the person's eyes.
Viewport.
That slides aside, and you hear a voice from inside. Who's there?
Master Gerald, it's me, Emiria.
You're dead. Come back later. Shuts it. Sorry, I just can't help it tonight. I'm in a funny mood.
Prove you're actually. Is it prove you're actually my apprentice?
Yes. I pick up my dapper little my dapper little Ivo, and I show him it.
What the fuck?
You see his eyes. You see just his eyes looking at it, and then the little thing closes. You hear about 20 locks being disengaged. Then the door opens, and do you mind if I make up a description for this character?
Oh,
Like physical? Or do you have one?
oh, yeah, I could like give you a picture. It's like
Oh, so he's an actual dude.
Yeah.
Okay. He's an actual character.
Yeah, it would I thought it would make it easier if I did like an actual character.
That makes sense.
I just couldn't find him on the wiki. Oh, this guy. Okay. Yes,
Right.
a pale man with a monocle.
Yep.
Put him in in-game chat so we can all see.
Downloads Stitcher Gerald. Okay, well that's his card, but yeah, it's like that guy.
Continue describing him.
Yes, a pale man with short black hair and a monocle.
He is pasty, let me tell you.
Yeah. So that's probably partially the lighting.
Yeah.
If you notice, the corpse has the same lighting.
Ah, okay. Alright, we'll find a different art then. Oh?
Yeah.
No, it's fine art. I'm just
I was assuming
Um,
I was assuming he just never saw sunlight. I mean, the
Well,
corpse can be that color because, corpses don't really have blood.
At least they shouldn't.
Ideally, they shouldn't.
Depends on how fresh it is.
Ideally, they shouldn't.
that might be a better image.
um, you see a bunch of you see a room that looks similar to Emiria's lab. Behind him. Good to have you back. I thought you disappeared in quickly before anyone catches wind of you.
Oh, yes. I also brought some friends. Don't worry, they're not with the church. In fact, they have no idea what the church is.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm not even sure why the moon's covered.
Alright, come.
He waves
come,
you
come,
all
hurry.
in quickly.
Yeah, come on in.
Slams the door shut and engages like all 20 locks.
Engages a freaking that freaking what is that thing called? It's that drop down gate that's on castles.
Oh,
Portcullis?
Yeah. Is that freaking portcullis?
no, there is a crossbar on the door though.
Yeah.
Um,
I just couldn't help but imagine I couldn't help but imagine he closes like 20 doors.
Now, Miria, I had heard you disappeared. I assumed you had been. I assumed that something had gotten to you, a vampire or some such, but now you appear again on my doorstep. Care to explain?
Yes. It has to do with my friends here. Points to the Spartan.
I checked the time again. Seems we're doing seems it's not as quick as I was initially fearing.
So the thing is okay. So remember that warning from, well, not warning, but remember when those people came here and said that they were from a different plane of existence?
Yes, the Phyrexian, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Well, okay, the good ones. But before that, there were also the Phyrexians, but that's a whole. Um, but these guys aren't nearly as obsessed with that whole oil thing. Um, but yes, so it turns out other worlds exist. Aliens are real. Um, I'm sure it's not that surprising, but yes, it seems that in some kind of thing, I've put this in terms that would make sense. I planeswalked somewhere, but I'm not a planeswalker. It's weird. Um, Next thing you know, we're in some place in outer space. We're fighting a bunch of things, and now there's also, okay. Remember that experiment that happened with that one alchemist a couple of years back, where he reversed time? It's something like that, where now there are multiple realities that are kind of currently phasing in and out of one another.
I'm just kind of slowly turning at Emiria in amazement because a lot of that actually made sense. Remarkably. Like, that had to be the most lucid thing Emiria had said this whole time.
Yeah, you and I are probably like, so she can speak
So she does speak
English.
English.
Geralt is nodding as if all of this makes sense.
So, well, it seems to be the solution that I have to kill whoever the duplicates are. So, I've come here to wonder about, has there been anyone that's been alive recently that's not supposed to be alive? And not in like the undead kind of sense, and not in the your sister kind of sense, but but like in
Use
a
the
nods.
name
odd
out of your
sense.
mouth.
He nods for a second. Now that you mention it, there was something like that recently. A farmer who had an encounter with an angel, saved him from some vampire spawn, got locked up because the authorities didn't like that he was spreading rumors about it supposedly being Avison. Might be worth talking to him.
Hmm. All right. Which prison is that in?
He tells you the prison that he's in.
Okay. Okay.
It's just a local prison.
All right. The local prison.
Local
I don't
prison.
know what it would be called.
It would. I believe most of them are just madhouses, and I don't think Selhoff has an official like name for a prison.
Maybe it's
Well,
the Selhoff
in the
Penitentiary or something.
in the cells that are in the fort, then.
The
Because I
dungeon?
assume that they would have some cells in the dungeon in the fort. That's where
Ah.
he's being locked up until a doctor can get there from another city.
All right. Well, I guess we have to pose as some doctors then. All right.
Anyone
I
looks
look
at
down
me
at
too
my
close,
armor, and I look back at you. I look back down at my armor. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Doctor.
Is that the
Yes.
odd? Is that the only odd thing? Usually they come in pairs.
If anyone looks at me too closely, it's going to become obvious I'm not from here.
No other reports that I've heard of another duplicate.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Also, I've written a bunch of notes. She goes for the thing in her pocket, realizes the communicator, and then looks down to Ivo. It's like, hand me the notebook. Thank you. And then it's like, okay, so I've written a lot about these other planes of existence that I think you'll just find interesting.
All right.
Um, but yes, it's good to see you.
Good to see that my apprentice is still alive, I suppose.
Oh, well, I'm harder to kill than most. I would like to believe.
Time will tell.
I'd hate to interrupt whatever this is, but and I tap my I tap my wrist.
Oh, yes. So okay, so we gotta get this done fast, otherwise I'm gonna end up phasing out, and then I might be dead for real. So
I'll
Not
look into some other information while you see about this rumor with the farmer.
all right.
sounds good.
It's good to see you. We'll be we'll head out now. That's all right.
He nods and moves over and starts and undoes all the locks.
You'd think after a bit this guy would just make a undead monster for just the locks. At a certain point, you just gotta wonder what's more efficient.
just have an imp
Anyways,
or something.
Just a bunch of arms that are that sole purpose is to just undo the locks and redo them.
yeah, He lets you out, and you're back on the foggy streets.
Did my hair look good? Was I too jittery?
When are you not jittery?
You were more jittery than normal.
Really? She always seems jumpy.
I said more jittery, not not jittery and not jittery. I said she's more jittery.
Maybe I didn't notice.
You are rather how would the Oni shrink put it? High strung, I think it is. Whatever that means.
I mean, I feel like Bradley can't because of his past history, but Vagar and Nilo, you can both make insight checks.
All right. Yeah, it would make sense that Brad can't. I mean, he's a sociopath.
Barton too.
War changes a man.
All of my friends are also my pseudo siblings that are the other 37 Spartan 2s, of which
Watch me
only
roll
like
poorly
6
here
of them
too.
are left alive.
Yeah, Vagar, you pick up on it because
I don't.
Yeah, Nilo does not.
I mean, Vagar is the
you
one that's
pick
married.
up on you pick up on what's going on.
Not gonna say nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, the fact that
Nothing is going
Emiriel
on. What?
like very obviously has a crush on this guy.
Yeah. Crushing so hard. Yeah. What are you getting at? That makes sense. Well,
That would explain the jitteriness.
I could feel
Marines
the
always
color
got
rushing to my cheeks.
jittery when they got close to leave time.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want Loverboy to not have a student anymore, we ought to get to this penitentiary.
Yes. We'll make him proud. That's what we'll do. He'll notice.
Can I insight? Can I retroactively insight the doctor?
Sure.
Like, cause why not?
No.
Nope.
For fuck's sake!
Nope. Nope.
I'm rolling like shit tonight. Maybe I should. Everything seems fine. I'm sure it's mutual. Oh.
All right. So, what is it? Yes. So we're outside now, in the mist-filled streets. There's probably at least one ghost around.
Yeah, there is a ghost actually. You can see on one of the street corners a ghost of a dapper man in Victorian clothing, top hat, coat with the tails, cane, all of it.
Looks
Oh
like
no,
we've
it's Gentleman
been
Ghost. We
transported
need to get
back
out of here.
to the 19th century.
The 19th what now?
Century. 1800s. I know this is not actually it, but never mind.
All right. I have no idea how they measure time in Innistrad, so I have no idea what century we're on.
I don't either.
Just Gentleman ghost.
All right, I'm just gonna go. You're seeing that, right?
Oh,
This
yeah,
is just a
that
character. This is just a character I insert sometimes that I just call the Dapper Ghost. He just shows up, and there's no real explanation for it.
Okay.
Oh,
He
yeah.
The
doesn't do
gentleman ghost
anything.
strikes again.
Usually they look a bit more spooky than that one over there. Or at least they have like a nice, what's it? Or at least you can see their face a lot clearer. Either way, we probably shouldn't talk to
You
him.
can see his
Pink
face.
snails.
Oh, we can see his face.
So it's
Okay.
so it's effectively just Winston, but instead of being corporeal, it's a ghost.
He just looks like a person standing there, but he's just transparent.
He's Winston's brother.
Aha! Aha!
Brother of Winston.
This is Watson Graves.
I don't know what his name is. Never really put too much thought into it.
Just the idea that Winston has a brother who is a ghost who just spends his time gallivanting in random worlds honestly just works. They don't talk much. Occasionally Winston gets a postcard.
What did you say, Miriam?
I said something?
Sounded like you said something when you were describing the ghost to the others.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what is it? But yes, so if he doesn't have a face and he's wearing a big cloak, don't talk to him. As I guess you can see the
Suit.
yeah. Well, yeah, but this is like a standard when you're in the Nebelgast. If you see ghosts and they wear cloaks, don't talk to them. They're probably drowned sailors, and they're probably mad that I took their corpse and formed it into something that is half living.
I move my hand like I was going to say something and then just like think better of it.
But yes. I don't know if the goal is to talk to this person or not. DM, is the goal to talk to the Dapper Ghost?
No, you just said that there was probably a ghost around, so I introduced the Dapper Ghost.
Okay.
There's probably a ghost around, and
Well,
look,
let's
there
keep
goes
going,
one right
then.
now.
Let's
All
keep
right.
going, then. We have a mystery.
Yes. We have a mystery to solve, gang.
Let's go. Admittedly, I'm not sure that party setup works with this one. I mean, no, you don't. No, you don't talk nearly enough
Vagar
to
is
be
Shaggy most of the time. But when the moon is just right or wrong, depending upon your point of view, then Shaggy turns into Scooby.
Okay,
There
so
we
you're
go.
Shaggy and Scooby.
This might be like one of those off-season episodes where there's Scrappy-Doo and Scooby-Dum as well.
Oh God, am I Daphne? No, wait, no, I'm the. No, there can't be two Velmas.
Well, you're more of a science. Well,
I'm the science one, and you're the magic one, but we're both the science people. Ah, no.
We're both the smart nerds. But like
Quick, which one of us is prettier?
Define pretty.
Like, I'm gonna go.
I have a doll-like appearance. Okay.
I'm gonna go with your charisma score.
All right. My charisma is 18. I guess I'm the pretty one.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
you're
considering that Nilo is the only non-human in this group, That kind of makes sense.
You know what? I have a mask that's basically that's basically a set of glasses, and I can't function without it. I guess I'm Velma. My mask. I can't.
I can't breathe without my
suffer
mask.
allergic reactions without my mask. Who knows? Maybe it is a prescription lens. You don't know. Hell, I'm not even sure I know.
Anyways,
Anywho.
Tangent
On-
aside.
On to the penitentiary /
Yes, that means you're
madhouse.
Fred, Brad.
Yeah,
And yes, that means you're Fred.
I guess so.
unless it's the crossover episode
Process
where,
of
there's
elimination.
hey, you come up next to the fort. There is a low building made of stone.
all right. So
You gotta get off my chair, Loki. I need to sit back down.
Loki's like, no.
He has acquired his new throne.
Okay.
My sister would do that, and her cats were not happy. I'm gonna go get some water while you deal with
Alright.
cat-based issues.
Cat-based issues are dealt with.
bit late now. Okay, so do we want to go with the disguises or no? Or are we just gonna break it?
How are you
And
going
I'll
to
do
disguise
honesty.
7.5 foot tall superhuman?
You have a point there. We'll say I captured you, and we'll say that you are insane, and then you say one of your war stories, and that'll be proof that you are insane.
You want one about the I almost said the name of the species, and then he was like, I was like, what are the? Oh, that's right. You don't know them by that name. The Ungwe are interesting. They're basically crab people, but they're not crab people at the same time.
See,
It's complicated.
you would be perfect to throw in there. All right, so we have what is it? Because I can pretend, well, it's because they're looking for a doctor, and I have just enough medical experience to be considered a doctor. Well, actually, DM, do I have a doctorate?
We'll say you're working on getting your doctorate.
Okay, I you're right.
You have your coursework. You're working on your dissertation.
I know enough about the human anatomy to what is it to do things about it. Granted, unholy things, but that is besides the point.
Details.
Okay. Little Ivo is not going to be dapper enough to be. He's still got one eye, and that's still going to be very suspicious.
I am back.
All right.
We're
We are
getting
still
into the
deciding.
insane asylum by me just telling war stories.
Yep.
All right, now how are we sneaking into the place?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if we're sneaking in or if we're or if we are finagling our way in with me pretending to be a doctor. Both ways.
We might be able to convince them that you're a doctor.
Yeah. So, what is it? Is this the front door? Or is that just a side door? Okay.
That's the front door.
All right. Crap, did Gerald say what his name was?
No, he did not say what the farmer's name was.
Okay, we'll just call him the patient. And hopefully I can bribe my way. Well, not bribe, but yes. All right. So I will.
Call them the
Bluster.
afflicted.
The afflicted gentleman.
That'll make you sound much more. All right, now we need to arrange ourselves in a way that make us look like, I don't know, guards or assistants.
All right.
Some combination of the such.
Emiria will put Ivo and as Hans, my claw swarm, inside the bird cage, and then put a And then put a tarp over it. Well, not tarp, but like blanket of some sorts.
Mhm.
Okay, they are hidden, and I will knock at the door. Yoo-hoo.
After a few moments, a tired-looking guard answers the door.
Ah,
Yes?
Hello. I am the doctor. There is a patient in here that needs my attention.
Make a deception check.
Alright,
I am here
At
for the.
advantage.
Yeah.
At advantage, because this was a good plan.
Alright,
Yeah.
rolling 1d.
You are here for
One-
the afflicted.
plus. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, +6 and at advantage. Yeah, 17.
He looks you up and down, looks back at the desk behind him, at the guy that is seemingly the captain. Hey, boss, sounds like the doctor's here early. The not the captain, the warden. The warden comes walking over. Looks like a doctor. I'll take it from here. The guard goes back to there, back to the table. You're here to see about that. To see about that crazed farmer.
Yes.
Follow me.
Alright. I go in,
Ow!
follow him.
Bit my tongue so hard. Ow!
He takes you up to this cell. Oi! He bangs on the bars. Got a visitor. The farmer comes up to the bars.
Don't forget to come on in, Vagar.
You here to try to fix me? Thinking, try to fix what I saw?
It seems that you are suffering paranoid delusions, and I am here to help you with it.
I'm not deluded. I know what I saw. Avacyn was back. She saved me, then she flew off to the north.
Alright. Which part of the north?
Said she was going back. Said she was going up to the city was called. Said she was going up to Havengul. The warden hits the bars. Don't listen to anything this lunatic says.
Please, it is part of our treatment.
Waves a dismissive hand.
Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Using the cloak to my advantage to just seem like an unimportant helping hand.
Minion.
Alright.
Yep.
We have been minionized.
This is very unfortunate.
Warden, is it alright if I speak to the patient alone?
Looks like you've got You've got guards enough. Very well. He walks out past. He walks out and sits back at his little desk.
Okay.
I
You have a name, farmer?
Like,
Summoner. It's Hugh, man.
his name is Clayton.
Like, all right. Well, we will discuss these issues you've been having. Now, as to let's see, if everything goes according to protocol, we should have you out of here in a week. How does that sound?
Could have never been in here in the first place.
Yes, quite, but you seem to be in some kind of thing. Can you describe the events that have transpired to you that has caused you to be in this predicament?
Ain't no helping this guy. This guy is screwed.
I was taking my harvest into town. Sell. Pair of was late in the day. Pair of vampire spawn jumped me. Wanted to drain me. I reckon.
Ah,
I thought I
nice.
was a gunner. Then light from above as Avacyn flew in, cut down those vampires, and left.
Hmm. Hmm. Typical Falcon Wrath behavior. Getting farmers off the road. Sounds. Your story sounds a bit cohesive. But you do remember that Avacyn has been dead for quite some time.
And now we finally understand that why this Aveston thing is so weird.
Of course I do, but it was her.
How could you tell it was her? Between her and other angels.
She bore her symbol, had that spear of hers.
Yes. And it was in perfect shape, right?
Perfect as I've ever seen it.
Okay. Amiria is making notes inside her head. Okay, good. It's not the corrupted spear. Yeah. Okay. All
Means
right.
we have our target.
Means we have our target. But yes. All right. Emiria will what's it? So, well, it seems, my dear fellow, that what's it? That your story does seem to be off. We're not sure how Avacyn disappeared for the second time. But the thing is that we are pretty sure that she is dead. Now, I have a little bit of medication here to dull the pain. Amiri doesn't actually have medication. If anything, these are sugar pills.
Okay.
And if you take one of these a day for what's it? For the next couple of days, we'll say the next week, these visions that you have seen of Avacyn will be something else. and we can finally put this all to rest.
Fine then.
Yeah, try to help this poor guy. He's completely screwed.
Yep, in a dark world, he is suffering an even worse fate.
Yeah, telling the truth of a madness in a world that refuses to believe him.
Mhm.
And all the evidence will disappear in less than a week, less than a few
Mhm.
Yep.
days.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
he's in
no.
a very crappy jail cell. Like, looking around, this jail is in very bad shape.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the pills from you.
All right. Ta-ta now. And Emiria will begin to head out.
Okay.
But first, like, listen, when he was
We will
upon
need to
seeing the
report
warden,
to-
is it just kind of takes a bow and it's like, your patient, the afflicted, should be better within the week.
Poor thing.
Yes.
The warden nods and just gestures at the door.
Thank you for your time.
Go ahead and make our exit.
All right.
All right.
team.
Heck yeah.
You heard the guy. We got this Avison is near Haven Ghoul.
How powerful is this Haddons? Is this
Avison?
Aveston?
Let's
For some reason I heard.
see.
For some reason my brain inserted an H, which makes no sense.
Okay, well, she is an archangel. So story has it, there used to be 4 archangels, and then Avison showed up, and then there were 4 archangels. You connect the dots.
That
Who died?
tells Milo nothing.
She killed one of the archangels.
Yeah, but
Simply
just saying
because
archangel means nothing.
yes. Okay. How? All right. Let me describe this in terms that might understand it. She is formidable in combat, and before she went insane and tried to kill everyone, she had the power of making things. If we're going solely off of like her magic card, had the ability to make things indestructible.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
Peachy.
Oh, that's fun. Ah.
Other than that, she single-handedly almost threw all of the demons into prison. Well, that is until like one realized, oh shoot, they could just chain themselves to Avison, and then Avison was also thrown into that prison as well. And then over the course of like 20 years, when she's fighting all of the demons she had ever fought simultaneously, it's very complicated. The whole Hell Vault wasn't really known to the public until after the fact. The old church tried to keep it a secret because they thought that cultists would try to break open the thing, and eventually they did. Well, they found out, and they did break open the thing to get the demons out. But that's a story for another day.
Didn't one of us see a vision of a dude who was fighting a bunch of demons? Like I could have swore one of us saw Doomslayer when we were when we were plane hopping.
Yeah, one of you did see the Doomslayer.
Oh, that rings a weird bell.
Um,
I don't remember that.
Oh no, the Doomslayer was not one of the ones that was rolled.
Oh.
Okay.
I just checked.
okay.
Yeah, it was one of the 3 that weren't rolled.
Ah.
But yes. So, well, I guess we should start heading to Haven Ghoul. I'm not sure if it would be faster if we took the boat, because we might run into some rough waters along the way, or if we take the roads.
Make a nature check.
Nature check. That's a +4. Rolling 1d20 plus 4. 7.
Sorry. You're not sure, but the Duchess can fly, so it doesn't really matter if you run into rough waters.
Oh yeah. It's like, yes, we could just tell Ticker to take us on the. We could just fly. And then the only thing we'd have to worry about is, okay, well, we'd still have to worry about the geists that wander around, and perhaps the occasional moondrake or dragon. Hopefully there are no dragons.
Get back, there's like 4 of them. Just all
Servo's
floating in
having
the
a
water.
convention.
Just belly up in the water. Emiria, this is somehow worse.
Servo's riding one like a pirate on a dolphin or something.
No, he's not even riding one. There's just 4 dead dragons in the water. and everyone's just acting like absolutely nothing happened.
You know what? Yeah, when you return to the Duchess, there is a single dead dragon in the water next to the Duchess. No one seems to care. You see what looks like a massive arrow penetrating through one of its wings and into its side.
All right.
What?
The ballista.
Impressive.
I just look at the dead dragon, then I look at the nearest crew member, and I just ask Skirvo. I just want to say the captain.
No, not him.
Yep.
No, it wasn't him this time.
Oh,
He's
good thing I didn't bet on anything.
If it was Skirvo, he would have befriended the damn thing.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
He might have thought it would make a good trophy stuffed on his wall. Or at least the head of it.
So you're back so soon? This is Ticker talking.
Yes. Yes, Ticker. It appears it appears that the anomaly that we are looking for is in Haven Ghoul.
Haven Ghoul. Where's that?
It should be north of here. I believe it's like the next major town. It's bigger than Selhoff, definitely. I mean, there aren't spires, but it is the provincial capital, if you would.
He takes the ship up and starts flying to the north.
I imagine the only comment Skirvo made about the dragon was, not how I would have done it, but it's what I pay you for.
Does anyone do anything while you are flying? Yeah.
Heard a loud noise, but other than that...
The complications.
I'm going to continue a little bit that conversation I was having with Ticker.
Okay.
Yeah. Just some, like, maybe suggest, like, maybe talking about perhaps what materials we might need to get our hands on, but that, Probably not gonna find him here either. So yeah.
This is not my Spartan talking, but with the exception of anything that's specifically designed for ESO processing over just regular mining, might be able to pick up in Halo space.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Anyways,
I'm basically trying to reverse a gaseous liquid form into a more solid state.
Mm-hmm.
Which I want to point out in terms of both worlds we're talking here, both the Astral Sea and ESO space.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they can do either of these things is unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's
I
where
know what we need.
it's fascinating.
I know what we need. We need to go to Star Wars and get you some moisture vaporators.
you do find your way to Havengill. Ticker docks the ship outside of this. Well, not docks the ship, but anchors the ship outside of the city, and Celia rows you ashore in one of the rowboats, saying that it's probably best to go into the city on foot, avoid drawing too much attention.
Yeah.
I agree. Put the hood back up.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Oh.
All right. Let us head to our mission. Make way.
Yes. But yes. So, I guess like Emiria will. What would Emiria be doing? Emiria would basically be guiding our little rowboat captain about like which currents to avoid. This isn't her first trip to Haven Ghoul before.
Well, I mean, you flew over the surface of the water, but
Well, like when
anyway,
dock.
When we're in the rowboat, he meant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're back on, but you get back on shore in it not far from the city. So
Looks like we're gonna have to do a little bit of walking.
So
Huh?
how
Oh.
So how do I identify this character?
Okay. Avison.
That
Out of
is
character. She's basically big goth mommy angel.
fair enough.
It's
perfect.
No judgment. I might be doing the same.
I could just post a picture and that'll be easy. Okay, snip tool.
Ah.
File, save as, capture, and messages, downloads.
Oh,
desktop.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. Yeah. No. There's.
Amiri will attempt to describe Avison. It's like
Yeah. There's no.
And surprise, surprise, Joey. Joey beat Matthew to the punch.
Maddie's response is better. Swear to God, I'd be so good to you. like, like what happened? Like, just find you with a just find your character with a
anyways,
dead succubus in their arms. What happened? You poisoned the poor thing with love.
let's
Anywho, we digress.
Yep.
Mhm.
So we're
But
looking
yes,
for that.
we're looking for that. Is like Amiri gives the description of Emerson. It's like, well, she's tall. She has long white hair. Um, she has eyeliner and she has this big spear. Um, she's also very big, so it should be noticeable. Well, okay, big compared to human standards.
Big compared to the Spartan, same size as your Spartan.
Probably the same size as the Spartan.
Okay.
I'm not actually sure how tall Avacyn is,
Okay.
but she does have wings, so technically she
We
is
don't,
wider than you.
not counting wingspan.
Doesn't appear to be a height description.
tall though.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, there's also the corrupted version of her.
Yeah. Which is just the same thing but bloody.
Mhm.
From what I
The
can
spear
see.
is partially broken.
Yeah. All right. So, yes, we head to Havengull, and I tell them the description of Epicens, like, it should be noticeable.
And I actually think we gotta end it there. I'm kind of out of plans.
Fair enough.
And
All right. We were supposed to kill the guards, weren't we?
no, there was just I just didn't plan very much for this one because I just didn't.
Ah,
That's all right.
Mhm.
gotcha.
I need to take this new information of Advicyn's of Advicyn into account, and the fact that given what my character's going through emotionally speaking, this is dangerous. This is dangerous.
What there? We may or may not be back next week. Bye.
Bye.